Okay, get ready to me while I talk about how I got suspended for throwing underwear at a group of people. Okay, so we literally only had like a week and a half left of school, so I don't know why everybody was making such a big deal about it. But the APs on the announcement said that we could go and get like whatever we wanted out of the lost and found, and like because nobody had claimed it, so one of me and my friends went thrifting in the lost and found bin. Okay, so basically we were like looking in the lost and found bin, and there was somebody's like tidy whities boxers in there. So one of my friends picked it up and brought it back to our table. Okay, so when we brought it back to the table, we like threw it at people, so I guess that caused like a big scene, and the APs like came over or whatever, and we were all just like laughing like really hard because like there was literally underwear on our table. Okay, and then she started like freaking out, and she was like yelling at us on the dumb microphone and telling us to like stop. I just like don't think it was like that big of a deal, but she came over to our table and put the underwear under the trash can. Like, what good is that gonna do? Okay, this like happened like during lunch, so like the whole cafeteria heard about this, which was also really awkward. Okay, and then I went and picked them up from under the trash can because I like wanted a photo of them because like it was like funny or whatever. And apparently she thought that was such a big deal, so she started screaming on the freaking microphone. And then I like walked away and went upstairs because I forgot my water bottle in my class, which that like low-key has nothing to do with the story, but like I like walked away from the whole situation. I came back down and she was still like yelling at everybody, and the underwear was like back under the trash can. Okay, and then my friend like picked the underwear up from under the trash can again and like handed it to me, and then when she handed it to me, I like threw it behind me to a table of guys. Okay, and then when I like threw it back to them, they like all jumped up and caused a whole like fat scene. And then she was like screaming, and she was like, "Get in my office now." So like I was like low-key like laughing at her because like why was I in her office? Like it's not that deep. Like hello? So I literally like sat there for like probably like an hour and a half waiting for her to like come back and like talk to me. Okay, and then she was like talking to me, and she was like, "You can't do this," and she was like yelling at me, and I was like, "Hello?" And like I had already been texting my mom, so like when she called my mom was just like laughing in her face, like what was the point? Basically, out of everybody, I was literally the only one who got suspended. Everybody else got in-school suspension. So my mom was like really mad about that, and she like made meetings with the principal and like tried to like get that AP like fired. And she was like trying to tell me how I was gonna get in trouble at home, and I'm just like, she was just telling me how like bad of a kid I was basically. And so on the last day of school, I showed up, like I didn't actually like go in school, but like me and my friends had like a group sleepover. So like I like was like waving to her like very like rudely because like I don't like her. And she got so scared because I don't know who she thinks she is. Okay, and I literally found out a couple days ago that she's going and she's being the AP at my new school, so that's just great. Okay, don't mind my hair, I just did the blow dry, like brush curls. But if the story doesn't really make sense, it's because it doesn't, because there's no point in suspending me for throwing underwear at people. Anyways, Miss Montano, if you see this, just like, Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.
I'm one of those weirdos who falls asleep to ASMR live streams at night. Well, the other day my dad had to work at night, and when he works at night, he works from home. My bedroom doesn't have carpeting, it has like wood floors, so any noise from my room is easily heard outside of my room. He was working on the other side of my bedroom, and he could like hear my ASMR live stream that I fell asleep to. In the morning, he was like, "What were you listening to, or what were you doing last night?" And I was like, "What do you mean? I was asleep." And he was like, "There were weird noises coming from your bedroom." He was like, "They sounded like..." I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I do love me some good wood soup before I go to bed ASMR. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of embarrassed because I was like, how do I explain to him what ASMR is? Like, he's 56, something like that. Like, he doesn't know what ASMR is. I don't even think he has TikTok as far as I know. I basically just told him that it was like white noise to help me fall asleep. He was like, white noise that sounds like... And I was like, well, I mean, that could have been my dog licking his nuts because he always goes ham at night. If you haven't had to explain to your parents what ASMR is yet, count yourself as lucky.
Hey guys, get ready with me while I tell you about how my boyfriend cheated on me at my volleyball tournament. So this story is going to start in the beginning of summer, I would say, and we're going to call him Kevin. So me and Kevin have been dating for a good 6 months, and I always went to like his basketball games and stuff, so I thought it would be a great idea for him to come to one of my volleyball tournaments. So he drove with me there. The way there was probably like an hour and a half maybe, and it was a good time. The car, I fell asleep on his shoulder, all that stuff. It was cute, it was fun, until it wasn't. So I'm about to start playing the first game of the tournament, and all of a sudden, he starts acting really weird. Like, he won't look at me in the eyes, and I was just really confused. But before I went to go play, he started wishing me. He was like, good luck, like, you got this, I love you, all that stuff. And then I start playing. I want to say, 20 minutes into playing, he was nowhere to be found. Like, he should be on the sides, watching his girlfriend, but he just wasn't. I did not know where he was at, or anything like that. You know who else I didn't know where they were at? My sister. My fucking sister. So, that was my first red flag. They should have both been watching me on the sides. But I was like, it's okay. They're probably walking around. Maybe they're getting some, merch or something. I don't know. Whatever. And they weren't back the rest of the game. I thought it was weird, so I started asking around. I was like, have any of you seen them? Do you know where they'd be at? And no one had any idea. My sister and my boyfriend both turned off their locations. So I was just, I was weirded out. And then I'm looking around, and I see my fucking boyfriend and my sister holding hands. And I was appalled, guys. I was, shocked as hell. The moment they saw me, they stopped holding hands. And then my sister was like, oh, I thought you were still playing. I thought your tournament was going to go on for another, few hours. And I was like, no. So where were you guys? They said they were looking for me, but they both knew I was playing, so I knew that was a lie. So I kind of just stared at them and waited for someone to say something, or at least give me, a real answer, because that was not a real fucking answer. They kept changing the subject and wouldn't tell me where they were at, so I just decided to let it go and just, see what happens, So I had another game in, 20 minutes, so I just hung out with my boyfriend and stuff. Right before my next game, my boyfriend is about to say, you got this, Malia. But instead of my name, he says my fucking sister's name. And I was, shocked. So I just, knew something was going on. I had a gut feeling. So, wait, what are we calling him? I think we're calling him Kevin. Or I don't really know. But I was like, Kevin, just tell me what is happening. Why are you acting so weird? Because he was also, lying to me about stupid-ass stuff. And I was like, just tell me. That is when this man tells me that he was in the bathroom with my sister the whole fucking first game that I had, and they were planning to do it again the next game. So then I fucking grabbed him, and I threw him up, and then I kicked him over the net. By the way, guys, this is all a joke. I've never had a boyfriend in my life. I don't play volleyball, and my sister is, not, she's young. This could never happen. Anyway, finish my makeup with me. I just gotta curl my lashes. I go back to school soon, and I'm, so terrified to go back, because, half the people there I just fucking hate, and also, it's a new school, I'm gonna be a freshman, which I know everyone hates freshmen, which, literally, okay, I don't know, I'm scared. So, I hope I don't get bullied. I do have, 5 junior friends, and 3 senior friends, because I went to Mexico with all of them. Ow, this really hurts. I went to Mexico with all of them, and then I have a few sophomore friends. But I do have a Friday night football game coming up this Friday, and I'm cheering at it, so I'm really excited for that. Hopefully, some cute sophomores will be like, ooh, who's that girl cheering? Where's my brush? Okay, I have to brush my hair. The whole reason I did this story is because I literally need more views. I'm such a fucking clout chaser. But also, oh, by the way, I'm not doing white mascara. That's primer mascara, I promise. Also because, I need to get better at lying. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Mascara time. I'll do this mascara today. This is called Lily Lashes. It's really good. but it's really clumpy, so I'm gonna have to like watch myself do this. Here, mascara primer, like I have mixed feelings about it. It does make my lashes longer, but it also like if you don't cover it all, like some of your lashes will be white, which is like not fun. I need glow up tips for before school starts, so if anyone has any tips, please let me know, like how I can like glow up. My nose contour is awful. Okay guys, I literally have a book that I have to read this summer, and I start school like in 2 weeks. I didn't even start it yet. I didn't even buy the fucking book, and every time I go to the books, no. Oh, we're better. Every time I go to the fucking bookstore, it's just non-existent. It's not there. Also, I don't want to go back to school because, funny story, I talked to like 5 people this summer, and I'm gonna have to see them in school. 5 people at my school. I talked to way more people than that this summer. And the one guy who I actually fell in fucking love with, my first love, I blocked for him. But he lives in a different state, so I'll never see him again. But literally, when we hung out, it was like the best time of my life. We went to the beach, just us. So fucking romantic. Anyway, I'm almost done getting ready. Okay, something looks weird about me today. I don't know what it is. Maybe because I did not sleep last night, and I just woke up, and it's fucking 5:39. I'm going to go over this with Sky High mascara. Wait, no, I'm not. Oh my god, I just remembered my mascara, my favorite one. I dropped it like a week ago, but I just found it, obviously. Hello Lashes Plus. Not, like, this is not a promo, but literally, it has lash serum in it, and it grows my fucking lashes every time I use it. Like, yes, please. I got it on Amazon for, like, $30, but it was so worth it, guys. Okay, I think I'm done getting ready. I feel like I looked better before I put on makeup. That was a fucking lie. But I just like don't look good today. But it's fine. Last step of my routine. My earrings. These are from Francesca's. It was a set of 3, and I got 3 pairs of earrings for $7 because they had a sale. It was like all jewelry, $7. And when I tell you, I copped that bitch. Oh my god, I literally did. Why won't this go in? That's what she said. Guys, literally won't. Okay, got it. Yeah. I don't know why this video is still going, but it is. If anyone made it this far, you're so lucky. Comment the clown emoji. Ow! Ooh, I just fucking poked my scalp out. Ow! Hold on. Okay, I should probably stop this video. Nothing is happening, and I finished the story time like 10 minutes ago. But the 10-minute feature on TikTok is back, baby. So I'm gonna abuse the hell out of that. Can this go in? Okay, guys, I'm done getting ready. I hope you enjoyed my story time. Look. Hold on. Let the light in. That was me and my favorite X Talking Stages song. Well, he doesn't know it was our song. Like, I made it our song in my head. But yeah. Bye, guys. I look tan. I think it's because there's a filter.
I saw a video of a girl asking if you've ever had a friend that just hated you, and I thought this was my time to shine. So I went through a lot of different like friend groups and best friends and stuff throughout my whole life, but I had one friend that I had for 7 years and one friend that I had for 4. And the friend I had for 7 years met, I started becoming friends with this other girl in high school, and I just introduced the 2 of them together, so then all 3 of us became a trio. And one weird thing about my school was that we didn't have, like, people weren't just, like, friends with just one other person. Like, there weren't a whole lot of that. It was a lot of big groups. So even though we weren't popular, everybody, like, knew of us because we were that weird group that, like, the weird trio. Like, I'm telling you, even teachers knew not to separate us because we were going to, like, back together. So fast forward to senior prom. We're going to call them Rachel and Ashley. Rachel and Ashley went to Ashley's house and decided that they were going to get ready together, and I got ready at my house. Now, this made sense because Ashley lived pretty far out, and I had a hair appointment in the middle of the day, so it didn't really make sense to drive all the way out there, drive back into town, drive back out there. I just got ready at my house. And if you've seen my prom pictures, you know I did Lady Gaga's Met Gala look for prom. Skipping blush and highlight because I'm doing that in a different video. So I finished my makeup, and I text a picture of it to Rachel. And she's like, oh, you need to take that off. You cannot wear that. That is embarrassing. Like, we do not want to be seen with that. And I'm just like, no, like, I spent 2 hours on it. I did not have time to take it off. I was like, no. And she was like, okay, well, then we're not going to come get you. Now, my parents had my car because one of their cars was in the shop. And I was like, you have to come get me or I can't get there. So begrudgingly, they come to my house and they pick me up. And then we meet all of our parents to go do pictures. Now, when we get there, they take one picture with me. Also, no, the whole drive over, they did not talk to me or acknowledge me. So they take one picture with me, then I get sprayed by a sprinkler and I get soaked. So now I'm crying. They do not care. They have better things to do. And then at this point, the parents are finding this weird because I'm being like completely overlooked, and that's never happened before. At least that they've seen. So all the parents are like, are you okay? What's going on? I'm like, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. So we finish pictures and say farewell to our parents. So then we go to dinner. It's the most awkward thing ever. No one talks to me. So I'm just like, okay, when I get to prom, I'll find other people. At prom, some other girls hang out with us, so it's fine. It doesn't feel too awkward. Then when we get in the car to leave, Ashley looks at Rachel and is like, hey, do you want to spend the night at my house? And Rachel's like, yeah, I'd love to. So Ashley goes, great. We'll drop Allie off and then we will go to my house. And that's exactly what happened.
Story time about how I found out that my Nana was getting catfished by this weird, creepy, like, German man. Okay, to start things off, my Nana is a very interesting lady. She cheated on my grandpa, which is my dad's father. She cheated on him with this very interesting feller. Let's just say that, like, my grandpa's up here and he's just So my grandpa tried to work things out with her, but she was the one that wanted to get a divorce because he didn't love her, even though she was the one that cheated. So obviously I'm not sure of like the whole timeline because, well, I wasn't born yet, but sometime after that, she met this other guy and they got married. And he was a really creepy dude. He didn't like his photo being taken, and if you took his photo, he would like look away from the camera and you'd have to delete it. So there's only like one photo I have of him like that I've seen, and it's from my parents' wedding. So anyways, they were married, got divorced, she dated a couple other weirdos. Then she starts dating her high school sweetheart, which was the guy that she cheated on my grandpa with. Super weird dude. Starts talking about how she's gonna marry him, and then all of a sudden he ups up and leaves and doesn't tell her why. Also, just FYI, me and my Nana have never really had a good relationship. There's a lot of other reasons why. So if you think I'm just being mean to her, I'm really not. She's just not a very decent human being. But I gotta love her. Then she starts dating her second ex-husband, and they're also talking about getting remarried. And he moves in with her. Okay, hold on. From what I understand, he didn't like move in with her, but he stayed over a lot because they were like really close. So yeah, starts talking about how she's gonna marry him again, and then all of a sudden I ask about him with my dad in the car. And I was like genuinely curious because I'd heard my parents talking about how she started dating him again, but I didn't really know who he was. And she's like, oh, me and him aren't dating anymore. And I'm like, what? I just was hearing about this like 2 days ago. So apparently, one day while she was in the shower, he packs up all of his bags, leaves, blocks her, and doesn't tell her anything. At this point, I honestly kind of feel bad for her because I'm like, dang, she just is not dating good men, or either she's just really annoying and scares a lot of them away. So yeah, so he left, didn't tell her why. She was really confused, but she didn't talk about it much. So eventually she starts talking about how she put herself on a dating app, hoping that she would like, find somebody. So she meets this guy on this app who she's like, oh my gosh, he's so cute, he's rich, like all this stuff. And I don't think she married him I don't think she started dating him because he was rich, but I think it was more just because I think that was just something she wanted to mention. Like, she's been single for a lot of her life, so it's not like she's had a lot of money, right? Like, no double income, it's just been her. So anyways, she starts telling us about this guy and how, like, he's awesome and how they FaceTime a lot and how he's planning to come down to see her. And for some reason, the stuff that she was telling us about this guy was, like, really weird. And at first, we actually thought my Nana was making it up. And we're just, like, really skeptical of everything. Just the details she was saying about the way he was acting just either didn't seem true or just seemed really sketchy. So my mom ends up asking, like, can we have a photo of, like, what he looks like? Like, I'm trying to get a good picture here. So we realized that he claims to be this, like, I don't remember exactly what the title was, but somebody that went to college and studied, like, English literature, like somebody that would be really good at spelling, right? But the way that he was typing to her was very broken English. He said he had, like, a 6-year education in college over this, and somebody that had that much would be way better at spelling. It's like when you get a spam call and they're saying that they're from America and they're just clearly not. So yeah, very suspicious stuff. So we start stalking this man's account. My mom makes a fake, like, I think it was like some sort of Christian, like, go fish, I don't even know. But some sort of Christian dating site or whatever. And so my mom makes a fake account just so that we can stalk this person and figure out, like, what's all about them. So we keep looking at his account, notice multiple red flags. I don't remember all of them, but there was just a lot. So we start telling my Nana, like, hey, we think there's some, like, suspicious activity going on. His account has a lot of red flags, just, like, kind of telling her that we're concerned. And she starts accusing us of lying, saying that we're making stuff up. So, like, a few days later, he starts talking about how he's going to fly to her. So he starts saying he's going to fly to her, and now I remember one of the other red flags. He said that he lived in, like, I'm making this up. Pretend he said he lived in Tennessee, okay? But all of his photos on his account were of him in, like, some sort of tropical, like, kind of, like, I don't know how to explain it. It was, like, deserty, but, like, foreign. It was definitely foreign. So, like, if he had one photo that looked a little, like, foreign, that's one thing. Because, like, he could have been on vacation. But this was, like, every single one of his photos. So anyway, so he said he was going to fly to her. And he started saying about how, like, he's going to pay for his ticket. And then if she wants to fly down to him, he'll pay for her ticket too. So then it's the day before he says he's going to fly out. And he goes, they won't accept my, like, credit card. Like, my credit card is, like, getting hacked or something. Like, classic catfish 101. And he asks her to pay for it. And that he'll pay her back as soon as he gets there. And so she ends up actually telling us because she notices that that's, like, a little weird. So she wants us to do some information. Do some information? No, find some information. Like, see if we can find anything else on him that could prove that he's not who he says he is.
Story time about how I was stalked by what I honestly believe was a serial killer. In 2020, this guy moved into my apartment complex down the hall from me. My first encounter with this guy was in the hallways on his move-in day. He looked at me and the first thing he ever said to me was, "Are you scared of me?" I thought that seemed a little strange, but then I realized that he was moving in to my guy best friend's apartment. So I texted my guy best friend and I was like, yo, your new roommate seems a little bit weird. Be careful. The following days, I keep finding this man everywhere I'm going. He was in the elevator with me. We got out of the elevator at the same time. I doubled back to make sure no one was following me. And he, at the exact same time, peeked out from behind the wall he was hiding behind. We made eye contact. And he laughed this evil demonic laugh, and he found out which apartment was mine. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what should I do? I did call the police, but the police wouldn't take me seriously. I go over to my guy best friend's apartment, and obviously the stalker and him are sharing the same apartment unit. While I'm hanging out with him and a bunch of other guy friends, the stalker dude starts pacing back and forth through the apartment with an axe on his shoulder and a helmet. Just pacing, not saying a word to anyone, just pacing back and forth with an axe. He then proceeds to block the door like this. This guy's 19 years old and he's ripped on steroids. This guy couldn't even walk normal because of his muscle mass. And he's standing, blocking the door so that no one could come in and no one could come out of the apartment unit. The guy eventually leaves the apartment, but he comes back. And when he comes back, he's extremely pissed off, goes into his room and is throwing things around. He comes out And the dog who was living in the apartment starts growling. This dog loved people, but it could sense a very demonic energy. Look up at the stalker dude to see why the dog is growling. This guy had the most demonic glow to his eyes I have ever seen. I cannot describe it. All I knew is that I saw evil and darkness, and in that moment, I was terrified. All of my guy friends were actually playing video games, so they weren't really paying attention to what was going on. Once I got their attention, I told them that it's not safe here, we have to go. And they didn't know what I was talking about, but I told them I was leaving, and I got up and I left. Some of my guy friends followed me though. When I got out of that apartment, I bawled my eyes out, and they were like, Cece, what happened? Like, why are you upset? Like, we were just hanging, like, I don't understand. So I told them exactly what I saw. My guy friends that stayed back tried to talk to him and see why he was angry, and this is what the stalker boy said. He told them that he had a god complex and he had come to the earth to purify the unclean. I ran out of time, but part 2 is already posted.